I will be right back. Stay till the end.
The amount of white people that actually like hate themselves for being white is actually just insane. Just want to acknowledge that. Every other ethnic group in the US will literally have stuff that says I'm proud to be whatever, and quite frankly, like, we just get told to like hate ourselves. And I think a large sect of people don't, like, they're just like, that's crazy. But like the people that, as the mainstream say, virtue single, I guess, that like they hate themselves, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy. Like, hating how you look is actually crazy.
You know what's never made sense to me as a white person in the white community is when I, a very pale, pasty person, I don't look it right now because my lighting makes me look more tan than I am, getting picked on by other white people for being white. Even like now in my adult years, I'm 24, I get asked, have you ever thought about tanning? You look so much better with a little bit of color. Like, no, baby, this is my natural skin tone. I am white. I am about as white as the pieces of paper on my desk. I am about as white as the blankets on my bed. That's okay. Why are you trying to change your skin color? That's fucking weird.
I just want him to get on here and gap. Yeah.
Can we bring back not shaming people for their skin color? Now, I know what you're thinking. Lauren, it's 2022. Nobody shames anybody for their skin color anymore. Right, it should totally be that way. But one of the things that people comment to me the most is variations of, why are you so white? But then these same people will go and tell a white girl that got tan, why'd you get tan? Are you trying to be darker? No, I don't get tans for the same reason a person might get tan. Because I don't want to spray tan and I'm not ready to get cancer from the sun. I'm happy with the way that I look. Is it hard to find foundation that's my color? Yes. But in no way should people be shaming me for how white I am. If y'all shame someone the polar opposite of me for being so dark, y'all will get called out so fast it'd make your head spin. So why is it okay for people to do that to me?
Hate it too! Also, I'm married to a Mexican man. Sleep with him in this bed every night. So my stance on immigration goes without saying!
I don't want to be a white girl. I've never, been a white girl. I've been treated as a white person and I am white, but I don't necessarily identify.
Sure.
I don't identify myself as white. Sure. I identify myself as a Cuban American, as Latina.
You are, by lineage, you are no different than the typical Caucasian in this country. Just the white American. You're equally the same European descent. However, because your parents are from Cuba, just on that little thing alone would cause the white American to reject you. Am I right on that?
Yep, that's fair.
You're equally the same people as the gringos. You're equally the same European descent, German descent, whatever, right? As the white people here, but because your parents...
Biologically, my father was of European descent, of German descent. My mother, as far as I can identify, again, it's been harder to track down my mother's lineage than it has my father's lineage, but as far as I can track down, my mother is French, Spanish, and Portuguese.
You prefer to identify Hispanic rather than a white person, right? Like the gringo.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would support that you are Hispanic or Latino, whichever. I actually support that because technically you fit the criteria of Hispanic and or Latino because you are a Spanish speaker and you descend from Europe. That to me is exactly what a Hispanic or Latino is. Your heritage is European descent. The language of Spanish is obviously Latin language. So yes, you are Hispanic and Latino. Where I said is, do you categorize me also under the same umbrella as Latino, Hispanic? And you said yes. And I said, how does that work? And you explained because we speak the same language. And I said the only reason why I speak your language is because your people took away mine. That's why I speak yours. You speak it because that's actually your European heritage to speak it. I speak it because your people took away my language and forced us to speak yours. So that actually makes us two different types of people.
Yeah, I'm the colonizer and you're the colonized.
Absolutely. The fact that you're trying to categorize me under the same umbrella as you because I speak the language language that your people forced me to speak, I disagree that I am also a Latino and Hispanic on the strength of that. On the strength of that. So do you understand then when I say that I agree that you are the Latino and Hispanic? That is what I'm always trying to fight for. That it's people like you who should be the Latino and Hispanic, but people like me are not, because the only thing that makes me a Hispanic is the fact that I speak Spanish. I'm against that, because how could you categorize me in the same as you if the reason why you speak Spanish is because that's actually your true heritage? Me, I speak it because people of your heritage took away my heritage and replaced it with yours. That's
Holy shit, you're right. Fuck. No, so okay, so let me ask you a question. So what, so I mean, cause like I respect you 100% and I want to be able to identify you as you wish to be identified. I identify you as Hispanic, and in your eyes that's incorrect. How would you identify yourself?
the problem with all of this is that these identities were created by Europeans and forcefully given to indigenous people to replace our real ethnicities and or ethnic identities. So if I identify with what you identify, you have won and you have completely erased me, because I'm no longer identifying as my people. I'm identifying as you, as if saying I am just like you, because you have taken everything that I am and replaced it with you. That's why it's problematic to me that I identify as the same as you, because I am in fact not you, not by lineage, not by ancestry, nothing. I am the opposite of you in this aspect. I am the people that your people effed over. If I take whatever terminologies that you give me, if I allow you to identify me, so you mean to tell me that you get to be the people that come, try to wipe us out, and after you try to wipe us out and we survive, you tell us, okay, you can no longer identify as a Arawak, Tarahumara, as a Mexica. You are now Hispanic. Not only did you physically try to erase me, but after you didn't achieve to 100% erase me, now you want to erase my ethnicity by giving me what you want me to identify. And that is part of the erasure, ethnic erasure. Has most of the men you've dated in your life have been Hispanics?
I do not date Hispanics. I don't prefer them. Mostly because my father was machista and I just have an aversion to people that identify themselves strongly as Hispanic, who heavily self-identify as Hispanic. I live in a very Hispanic community. We have all different kinds of, we have Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Ecuadorians, Salvadorians, Mexicans, Cubans. I don't relate. I never really wanted to associate, because a lot of that also came with my mother. My mother was very elitist as well. So she was always preoccupied with what the family looked like. You had to be a certain person. You had to act ladylike. You had to present yourself the proper way. So there was an elitism in my mother.
You begin to understand why I find it very problematic with identifying as Latino and Hispanic. Meanwhile, she identifies as that, because you see, Mims has been fighting to claim to be Hispanic, but she has now revealed she prefers not to date Hispanics because they usually tend to be machistas. But see, the reality of things is that the machista, misogynist ideology comes from European influence. So this is why it's so important
100%.
to separate myself from the Hispanic and Latino, because she has been trying so hard to fight today to claim not to be white, but to instead claim to be Hispanic. But then she does an F with Hispanics. You get what I'm saying?
No. Oh, wait, let me, I may have misspoken. I used to not. I rejected being white because I identified more closely with my Cuban roots.
But your roots are in Europe.
No. Yes, my biology is European.
Mims has been rejected by other white people because of the mess that the European has created. This is not the doing of people of color, if you will. This is the doing of white people's. This is all white people's mess. All of it. The reason why I have an issue with what Mims is doing is because she is choosing an identity that we have no choice but to take on. We have had no choice but to take on that identity that she has the privilege to choose back and forth from. So this is their doing and this is their mess. So if they're suffering from this, I can't feel bad because this is all you. Your tears are supposed to make me feel guilty. We have no choice but to accept being a Cubano, a Puerto Riqueño. We're supposed to be Arawaks. We're supposed to be Zapoteco. But because of you, now we have to be a goddamn Cuban or a goddamn Mexican. But see, you are like, you know what? I know I'm white, but I feel like being Cuban.
I understand that I have the privilege to switch back and forth, but I don't choose to be Cuban. I have always been Cuban. I am Cuban. I am Cuban. And you can't take that away from me.
You're
and I will
American,
fight you
though. You're
to
American.
take that away from me.
In your birth certificate, it doesn't say Cuban.
You cannot tell me who I choose to identify as. And again, you cannot take that away from me.
I'm not taking away that you are Cuban. I'm telling you that you technically are not. It's not even an opinion of mine. It is a fact that you are not Cuban because to be Cuban, you'd have to be born in Cuba because Cuban is a nationality. I'm not taking nothing away from you. I am pointing out to you the fact that you are not Cuban.
And the fact is, yes, the fact is that I am an American.
Yeah.
But I identify as a Cuban American. That makes me Cuban.
That's not what makes someone Cuban.
I would have been, had it not been for circumstances outside their control, I would have been Cuban if that wasn't taken from me.
No one took it from you, though. You just never were.
How dare you tell me that I cannot be and do not identify as being Cuban? I can't be who I want to be.
You
and who
could.
I feel that I am.
You could, but it's just not true, though.
So why were we so-called Black Americans and other so-called blacks scattered worldwide not whited out like many other people, Hamites? Because we are Israelites, God-chosen people. We are protected. They poisoned the food to try and kill us while killing their own people, the leprosy people. Leprosy is white, weak-skinned people. They learn everything from us. Facts. This is why we will outlive our enemies. Jeremiah 46:28. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Most High Yah, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee. But I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. Shalom.